behind the scene. This means that protocol officers are people who work behind the scenes. They don't often show up. So mostly we call them, personally, I would call them men in green suits, because they do more of the, in quotes, dirty work than for everyone to have the best of the event or something. I think that I also say that the protocol officer also need teamwork. I think with that teamwork, you made an example. You said something about when you were escorting a guest to an event, but along the line your car broke down. Yeah, and then you were able to contact the other party to quickly rush and then come to your aid. And I think it's out of teamwork that you were able to do all of this. I think there's something small I would want to share. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Carl. It would be great if we see your face for the first time, because we've not seen your face before. At least you can all see my face.
I think last week I showed my face.
I can't recall your face anymore.
All right. So
at least for
let me
for others.
Sure.
Yes.
Just a minute.
All right. Hello, Dean, sir. Dean, sir, you can unmute your mic and let's hear you.
Good evening, everybody.
Yes. Good evening to you.
How was the weekend?
Awesome. It was great. And yours?
Yeah, I'm also fine. We are waiting for you all this day, and we come to appear now at this time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Sincere apologies. The time difference is some form of challenge for you guys over there in Ethiopia. Apologies.
Actually, this is sleeping time for Ethiopians. Actually, this is not communication time.
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry about that. All right. Okay. I've seen the face of Carl. That's great. He's bearded like me. All right. Okay, Mr. Abebe, you are dressed up ready for the night.
Okay. Thank you, Minabai. Thank you, team. Thank you all, and good evening. For us, it's good evening. I think it's all the same for all of us, for those on this meeting. So thank you very much. Last time, as a part of protocol, you shared us what we have to adhere to regarding this virtual meetings. So one was dress code. So that's a dressed up format. So other issues are also included to make our mic and also video on. So, it's all about image. So image is very important. So also we'll have this video on YouTube and also on other social media. So it's very important to have a good footage of this virtual meeting.
You're right.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that.
Yeah. So in our discussion, we have raised that protocol officers are image makers. So it's all about image. To raise some issues, still others also join this meeting. In last session, we have discussed about protocol and event management. So I tried to figure out what's in event. We have some details when we talk of a given event. So in that regard, we have pre-event planning. It includes invitations. Invitations may also have RSVP or regrets only part. So we need to have that that part as well. So pre-event planning is very important. The other one is arrivals and departure of VIPs, where we can have other protocol aspects in it.
Yes.
Even in that, we will have greetings, introduction is there. And in any event, we may include local customs and also business etiquette in it.
Yes.
We may also need to be specific and also precise on titles, honorifics. Even, I attended a meeting this 2 days on Monday and Tuesday. It was second conference on human capital development in Africa. It's Ethiopian edition. In that, I was trying to figure out the protocol aspect in it.
Yeah.
There were opening speeches. Even the morning session was dedicated to protocol. I mean, the opening was there, the officials, especially the ministers from Ministry of Innovation and Technology attended, and they gave, a key mark note on that. So, even protocol needs an event to practice. Event is where we practice, where we apply, where we implement all, our discussions last time. So I was trying to figure out what's in it, what's in an event. And photography was there. We had a group photograph where we put the senior officials in the front. And also, even for that, we may have some protocol aspects in it. Table layouts, seating arrangements, MCs, all these things, the dressing. So all details are in the event. So that's how I try to link our discussion last week with the session I had, or the meeting I had last week. This week, in fact, Monday and Tuesday.
Wow, okay.
Thank you. Just to share my experience and how I try to link with protocol aspects.
That's so massive. That's so massive. In fact, you touched basically every aspect when it comes to protocol with events, and it's amazing that. Do you still need to join this session? Because that's a great job you did. That's a great one you did, and I must commend you for that. It's amazing how you took a look at it from all of these different perspectives, from introductions, pre-planning, the event itself, seating arrangements, photographs, and every other thing that concerns the events. So that is simply what we are talking about. That is the essence of protocol. Understanding these tiny little details is what makes the entire difference, right? These little details. Protocol is not about the big things. It is about the little details. And things like introduction, understanding titles, understanding sitting arrangements, photo ops opportunities, who are to stay in front and all the rest of them, and who are to stay behind. The decision behind who stays in front and who stays behind. Like you mentioned, the most senior stays in front, followed by the others, and followed by the others in a group photograph kind of setting. So you have fully mentioned, you've touched real aspects of protocol, right? So I must commend you for that. And I can say, I'll give you a 105 over 100 for for taking the extra mile after our class and seeing how you can implement some of these things. And that's what I want to see in this mentorship session. So Abebe has set a good example for all of us. So let's also take it up from there and begin to see areas where we can also improve ourselves. So it's a great one, and I really appreciate everyone who joined the class last time and who have made contributions so far. All right, I'm putting on a native attire. I'm putting on a native attire from Nigeria, and that's why it doesn't look like I'm putting on suit and tie. It's okay. So maybe in the next session, I would want you to put on your native attire. So Dinsa, you put on yours, Macau, you put on yours, and baby, you also put on your native attire. Let's have this blend of the different cultures. That's protocol too, all right? So that we will always be free at every point in time and not always putting on the suit and the tie all the time. So next session, let's dress in our native attire. All right, it's part of protocol as well. Okay. All right. So thank you so much, and I'm really glad that you were here. Can we once more, Carl, Dinsa, and baby, go back to the group and ginger once more that the session has started. Let everybody come in, otherwise they will miss out this very important topic, order of precedence. Let's do that in a minute, and let's come back and we'll continue. Okay, so are we ready? So are we ready?
Yeah,
are we
we are
ready?
set.
Let's go straight up so that we can have time to give for interactions as well. We can have time to give for interactions as well. Are we ready? Okay, others will join us. Others will join us. Others are going to join us. Let's kick off the session immediately. Let's kick off the session immediately. Okay, so we'll be taking a look at okay, so we'll be kicking off immediately, and we were taking a look at the concept of order of precedence. The concept of order of precedence. We want to understand what it means when we talk about order of precedence. All right. I've been having challenges all of these days. I really don't know what is happening with my PC. So it's been very difficult. I've taken it to the repair shop. They've not been able to fix a number of things there. But I'll try as much as possible that before the session ends, it has been fixed. So my sharing is somehow disabled with my phone because my documents are on Google Drive, right? If someone can help me do that, it will be great. The way these things work, it's funny sometimes. But then we'll be taking a look at the concept of order of precedence or understanding precedence in protocol. And what is our learning objective? For every class, we have an objective. So what is the learning objective? What do we hope to achieve at the end of this session? One of the things we hope to achieve at the end of this session is that we will understand what precedence is and how it applies to the various aspects of protocol. We'll be able to understand what precedence is and how it applies to the various aspects of protocol. Order of precedence is an aspect of protocol. Protocol has a number of aspects. It has the aspect of etiquette, it has the aspect of order of precedence, and it also has the aspects of respect and honor as well. But we're taking a look at precedence, order of precedence. If you are familiar with protocol, one of the things that you would have come across or you would have come in contact with is the concept called the Vienna Convention. I don't know if you've heard the word or the statement or the phrase Vienna Convention, right? What the Vienna Convention states or is simply saying there are ways to treat diplomats. There are ways to treat government officials, especially in a foreign land. It is what dictates how, okay, I'll try to do that. Let's see how that goes. Let's see how that goes. Let me share the document with you, with your mail. It's on my Google Docs. So just send me your email on my WhatsApp. Private chat me on WhatsApp so I can share the document with you. So I can share the document with, and then you can go ahead and then do it on your screen. So share your email with me so I can share it with you. All right. Okay, let me take that. And share the document with you. All right. Okay, hold on a little bit. Linsa have received it. It's okay. I've received it. So I'm adding you as an editor so that you can go ahead and share it from your screen. Okay, so I've shared it with you, Linsa, so you can have access to the document right now and then see how you can share it with us. All right. Okay, so let's wait. Let's continue as we wait for Dinsa to see how we can share it with us. Okay, then it means that I also have to make you the next host, Dinsa, so that you'll be able to share your screen as well. Okay. Okay. These are some of the issues that come with the technology. So let's bear with us a little bit. I can see Wayas joining us. I can see him joining us. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's see. How do I make you an assist, co-host? How do I make you the co-host? Make host. Okay, Vince, you are now the host. All right.
Can you see?
Vince, you're now the host, so you can share the documents I shared with you,
okay,
so that everybody will see, and then we'll just follow as it goes. Okay, well, we have a number of persons joining us tonight. Vince, if you're having a challenge, someone else should be able to assist you on how you can show. Okay, great. All right, great. Okay, it's coming up gradually. Okay, so I'll be speaking from these documents. So let's just go ahead. All right, Vince, I just hope you're able to follow through.
Okay.
Follow through. Okay, so talking about the concept of understanding precedence, and I was mentioning the concept of the Vienna Convention. When you hear Vienna Convention, it's basically talking about how diplomats, how government representatives, how ambassadors, and people who are government officials are treated in a foreign land. And why did this Vienna Convention come up? The latest of the Vienna Convention is the Vienna Convention of 1961. But before the 1961 ratification, there's been other, like 2 Vienna Conventions, the very first one, the second one, and the 1961 Vienna Convention. All of these arose as a result of the confusion that came up when heads of governments, princes, kings gathered, for meetings, for discussions, for business dealings, and all the rest of them. So there was this confusion as to who is to lead or chair the discussion, because there are many persons there, many important dignitaries there, and all of these persons represent the interest of their nation. So who should speak first? Who should come in first? Who should come in last? Who should chair the meeting of presidents, of prime ministers, of kings and princes? Because all of these nations are sovereign in their own rights. we will come to the principle of sovereignty, the principle of equality in precedence. All right, we will come to that. So this led to the formation of the Vienna Convention, and it has been ratified, and it has been added, it has been modified till that of 1961. And it tells us how VIPs, how government representatives, how ambassadors are treated, across different nations. So we can take some time to find out more about the Vienna Convention, but that Vienna Convention gives us some form of background knowledge to what we now know today as order of precedence, which is an aspect of protocol. So when we talk about precedence, what are we talking about? What do we say precedence is? It's basically placing participants in appropriate seats or order based on their rank, title, or function at an event. The placement of participants, the placements of people in their appropriate seats based on their rank, based on their title or function at events. So when all of these princes and kings and ambassadors and government representatives and all of the government paraphernalias, business executives, when they gather, the question that precedence answers is that we are placing these persons in their appropriate order, in their appropriate seats based on their ranking, their title, and the function they perform at the event. So, for example, the chairman of the occasion or the guest of honor of an occasion will usually be given the highest honor during that event. Do you get what I'm saying? Let me know you are following me. Let me know you are following me.
We are following, sir.
Yeah,
Great.
so
Great. Then, sir, can you record? Okay. The recording is in progress. All right. Okay. Great. So when different dignitaries from different walks of life gather, how do we sit them in their appropriate position? How do we order them so that we will not end up dishonoring whomever honor was due? That is what order of precedence is talking about. That is what order of precedence deals with. The placement of participants in appropriate seats, order based on their rank, title, and the function they perform at an event. Why is it important? What's the significance? It is significant because a person's function in an event determines their importance, determines their placement. So if you have an event and you invite probably the prime minister of your country, Dinsa, you invite the prime minister of your country. There are other persons, other VIPs as well in that event. Do you expect that you would sit the prime minister at the back seat? Is it proper that you sit the prime minister at the back seat or at the middle or somewhere very far away from where the center of attraction is taking place? It's impossible. You can't even think of it. The reason you won't even think of it is because of the office of the prime minister, the significance of that office. So if the prime minister is coming to your event, he is usually the guest of honor or the keynote speaker. Depends on the kind of event you are hosting. Is that taken? Are we following?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Great. Then we'll take a look at precedence by rank. There are ways we look at precedence. We look at precedence by rank as well. So what is the ranking? Who is the highest ranking officer or who is the highest ranking delegate in a business delegation? Now, I want you to understand that what we are saying here cuts across every sector. It's not just about the government alone. It cuts across every sector. In the business world, in all of the places we have mentioned protocol, in all of the places we mentioned that protocol should be there. So in the church, in the business world, in the hospitality industry, everywhere people gather, we also decide precedence by ranking. So it is taking a look at the ordering based on the ranking of people who are there. So everybody is given the level of honor required by the office they occupy and by the function they carry out in that event. Let's take a look at the principle of the right hand. The principle of the right hand is a concept in the concept of order of precedence. Now, what does the principle of the right hand states? What does it say? What does it mean? The principle of the right hand states or says, simply explains to us that the man of honor, your guest, should be placed by your right hand side. Your guest should be placed by your right hand side because this is the hand of honor. This is the side of honor. It says guest of honor placement. The importance of positioning the guest of honor to the right of the host. And that is why in sitting arrangements, when you sit as the host, you don't sit to the right of the guest. Rather, you sit to the left of the guest because the guest, who is the person of honor, will always, according to the principle of the right hand, always sit by the right. But on several occasions, if not for my system that is having these challenges, I would have shown you examples of some of the errors when it comes to the placement of the right hand, which is a concept in the order of precedence. So when you have a guest of honor, the guest of honor is usually seated to the right in terms of sitting position. When it comes to walking as well, the guest walks by the right hand of the host. That is the place of honor. It is the golden thread of protocol. Placing the guest by the right is a place of honor, is how to show honor. Remember, we said order of precedence is basically about appropriate seat order based on the rank, title, or function at the ceremonial or at ceremonial events or any event as well, it is based on ranking. So when you have a visitor, when you have a guest visiting, always remember this, that the place of the right is the place of honor. So have you asked yourself, have you imagined, have you ever wondered why? Have you ever wondered why? Have you ever wondered why when what we call Oga in local parlance here in Nigeria, or what we know as boss, what we know as the CEO, as the executive, have you ever wondered why they don't sit behind the driver, but they sit behind the passenger seat? They sit by the right-hand side. Have you ever asked yourself why that is happening? Can anyone answer that question? Have you ever wondered why when your boss goes into the car, he does not sit behind the driver or by the right-hand side, behind the passenger seats? Can someone answer if you have really thought about that before? Yes, someone should respond so I can know that you are listening to me.
Let me try.
All right.
Okay, please.
Yes, somebody, at least two persons. Let's go ahead.
Oh, please let him speak first.
No,
Okay.
you speak first.
Let's be fast. Let's be fast. Carl, go ahead. Carl, go ahead.
I'm a Ghanaian.
Okay.
Per the little knowledge I know, we refer to that position as the car owner seat.
Okay.
So mostly, yeah, the owners of the car sit around that side just to feel that kind of honor, that kind of ownership, being the boss or the owner of the car. That's my little contribution to that.
All right, great. Baby, go ahead.
Okay. I suspect that it may be related to security, to have a full view of what's going on in the driver's seat, maybe.
Okay. Okay.
And it's safe,
Yes. Okay. Now, I want you to know this. Whatever reason that you have mentioned, it's not because it's not the right reason. But the simple truth is, like Carl mentioned, it is the ownership. It is the place of the owner. It is what we call, like I said, Oga, the boss. That seat is reserved for the boss because that is how he or she or they should be honored. So that seat that is at the right hand of the driver behind the passenger seat is the place of honor. And that is why presidents, prime ministers, and every other senior official usually sits by the right. It's not just about being the car owner. It's not just about for security reasons. Because for the presidents and other persons, they already have their security detail. What that place is showing you is that that is the place of honor. That is where the boss, the principal, is expected to sit because we want to show you honor.
Okay, one question, Minabai. Sorry for interrupting.
Yes, go ahead.
The seating for the driver vary from a country to country. For example, the driver seat in our case is to the left side.
Yes.
Is there any difference in this regard? Thank you.
Okay, that's a very technical question. I haven't really thought about that before, I think it has to be the opposite, right? It has to be the opposite, because you are left-handed, you drive left-handed. Okay, if you drive right-handed, it is always proper that you sit by the other side. That is how it is done. So because we are we are left-hand driving country, we sit by the right. Okay, so if you're a left-handed country, you drive by the left, you also sit by the other side. It's also the same thing, right? It's just a difference in the style of either right hand or left hand, but it doesn't negate the principle of precedence. The boss or the principal is not supposed to sit behind the driver. He's supposed to sit by the other side of the driver, right? So it doesn't take away the place of precedence as well. It doesn't take away the place of precedence, but I'm just trying to make a point for you to understand why presidents and prime ministers always sit to the right of the driver. In this case, when he's driving with the right-hand side of driving or the left-hand side of driving, as the case may be. That is just showing you the principle of the right hand, the principle of the right hand. So after this class, I would want you to take a look at pictures, especially from government officials, when people visit them. Can you spot the difference? I will post some pictures in the WhatsApp group, and I want you to point out some of the sitting mistakes, the sitting errors that have happened when it comes to the principle of the right hand. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Okay. Let's take a look at precedence among states. Let's take a look at precedence among states. We have over how many countries in the world? How do we say this country is more important than this other country? Should we do that? Should that be the case? All right. That is where the principle of sovereign equality comes in. That is where the principle of sovereign equality comes in. It means that for every sovereign nation, no nation is more sovereign than the other, irrespective of your technological advancements, irrespective of your development. No nation is more sovereign than the other. So when we come to gatherings, we should respect that sovereignty that every country has. That is the principle of sovereign equality. It says that it's about ensuring equal treatment among nations, among countries. So if we want to do this, how do we do it? How do we now make order of precedence work when we say all nations are equal and they should be treated as though one is the other? Then we now look at, in order to solve this, we now look at the alphabetical ordering system of deciding precedence. The alphabetical ordering system of deciding precedence. We want to solve the principle of sovereign equality, which says that all countries must be treated equal. So how do we solve this? One of the ways of solving this is the use of alphabetical ordering system. And that is to say, the alphabets, the Greek alphabets, the A to Z alphabets, we will use that to determine which country will come first and which country will come last. By that way, we are not treating any country less than the other, because the alphabet starts from A and ends with Z for countries that make use of such alphabetic orders. Other countries may use other systems, but if your country makes use of the alphabet system, you can say it starts from A to Z. So we want to solve the principle of sovereign equality. One of the ways is the alphabetical ordering system of precedence. So we say, if your country starts, if the name of a country starts from A, for example, Australia, for example, Armenia, which other country starts from A? Mention Argentina.
Algeria.
Algeria.
Algeria, yes.
Angola.
Angola. Yes, so we can now begin to think of these countries. And now in the arrangement through the alphabetical order, because it's in alphabetical order, would you say Argentina should come first before Angola? Or which country should come first? We've mentioned Angola, we've mentioned Algeria, we've mentioned Argentina, Armenia. Let's take a look at these 4 countries. In the ordering of alphabetical order, which countries do you think among these letter A countries will come first?
Maybe Angola.
Maybe Angola. You're not sure. Okay, can you spell the countries? Can you write down the countries? Can you write down the countries? I'm putting it up in the chat. We have Argentina, we have Angola.
I think Armenia.
We have Armenia. I hope I got this Armenia spelling correct. And we have Algeria. Okay, we have these 4 countries: Argentina, Angola, Armenia, and Algeria. Which country in the alphabetical system of precedence do you think will come first? Yes, type in the comment section which these 4 countries, for A, which do you think will come first? Okay, Abebe says Algeria, followed by okay, Carl says Algeria. Followed by which country? Okay, for those who say Algeria, what is the reason behind the choice of Algeria? What is the reason? They all start with A. So why is Algeria coming first?
Because L comes before R and all of them.
Yes, 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 that's the trick. You're right. Good. That's the trick, because L comes before R. That is how the numbering system, the alphabetical system of precedence is decided. So even if all of the countries start with A, they will look at the second letters in the spelling of the countries, which comes before which. And that is why Algeria comes before Argentina, and then followed by Angola, because IJKLN, so N comes before L, so L comes first. L comes before N comes after. So Algeria, Angola, and then Armenia, no, Argentina comes first before Armenia as well. So what we're trying to say is, in deciding and in solving the principle of sovereign equality, the alphabetical ordering system is usually used. And of course, it is either the French alphabetical system or the English alphabetical system for ordering of countries, so that the principle of sovereign equality will be maintained. Is that taken?
Yes, please.
One other system. Of course, we have an exception in the case of Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire has a C, a D, and an I. So there is usually an exception to the case of Cote d'Ivoire. All right. Then another system of solving this principle of sovereign equality is the drawing of lots. The drawing of lots, you know how you throw lots. It's like a random selection. A random selection. So they put in all of the alphabets in a basket or in a bowl or in a tray, and you pick whatever letter comes first. Whatever letter comes first, say U comes first. The countries that starts with U will be the ones to be either seated in the front or whichever way they have decided, or whichever the way the event is expected to go. So when we cast lots, when we use lots, there is a random selection, and the letter that comes first starts the order of precedence. At that point, no country will say that you have not been treated like a sovereign state. Do you get that point of casting lots? Do you get the point of casting lots or drawing lots?
Yes.
All right. So a practical example, of course, is in the illustration of the alphabetical ordering using the UN General Assembly as an example. So the UN General Assembly gathers countries all over the world. It's like the gathering of all nations. So in that case, do you want to say the United States is the most important nation on earth? Do you want to say Russia is the most important nation on earth? Do you want to say USA, France, Germany, Nigeria, Ethiopia, Kenya, Ghana? Do you want to say any of this nation is the most important nation on earth? How do we solve this principle of sovereign equality and to ensure that the principle of order of precedence is adhered to? And that is why the protocol officers play a critical role in the general success of the United Nations General Assembly. And when it comes to all of these gatherings that nations do gather, right? So the United Nations makes use of alphabetical ordering system as well in order to ensure that the principle of sovereign equality is maintained. That is one aspect of order of precedence, all right? Another aspect of precedence is the precedence among heads of states. So there is also a method of assigning precedence. So let us take a look at some of those methods. Let's explore some of those methods of assigning precedence amongst head of states. One of those ways that we assign precedence among heads of states, it's in the order they took office. So if you take a look at offices of presidents and prime ministers and governors across the world, you will notice that not all of them took office or were sworn in the same day and the same year. So in assigning precedence among heads of states, one of the methods used in assigning precedence is in the order of when they took office. It's in the order of when they took office. For example, when presidents are gathering, we want to show precedence. We want to show decorum. We want to show honor. One of the ways of showing among presidents and prime ministers is in Who is the oldest in ranking? Who is the oldest serving president here? The oldest serving presidents among the presidents attending the event is the one that will be given the highest honor, so to speak. So longest serving presidents hold higher ranks. They are given higher treatment, not because other treatments are not there, but because that president is the oldest or longest serving president. If anybody is to chair that occasion among the presidents, it is going to be given to the longest serving president. That is one of the methods of assigning precedence amongst heads of states. Another method is age-based precedence. There, the oldest president rather, holds the highest rank. So if we have presidents who are 54, 32, 67, 70, 34, and all the rest of them, what do you think is going to be the who is going to be accorded the highest, the precedence there? So let me put a chart here. Based on age, we have a president of 34 years. We have president of 45 years. 45, we have president of 87. We have president of 90. Even in Africa, we have presidents who are 90 years old. We have 95 and then 75. All of these are ages of presidents attending a meeting. In all of this, based on the concept of precedence, when it comes to head of states, if we have all of these ages as presidents in a particular event, who do you think will be given the highest rank based on precedence by age? Let me see in the comment section. Let me see in the comment section. What do you think will be given precedence based on age? Oh, I didn't see that person. Who is the person? Who is the person? Dinser, can you allow that person in? Dinser, allow the person. Dinser, you're the host now, so allow, give access to the person who is in the waiting room.
Okay, I've allowed him.
Yes. All right, great. All right. So let's go to the charts. We have presidents. Where is the chart? We have presidents 75. We have presidents of 35, 34, 45, 87, 90, 95, 75. We have presidents of this age in a meeting based on what we've just explained, precedence by age. What do you think is going to be the person there to hold the highest rank? Yes. Quickly. Who is going to be the person holding the highest rank there? Yes, Kamili says 95. Let me get your comments inside. Let me get your comments in the chats. Let me be sure you're following us. Okay, so based on age-based precedence, the oldest president holds the highest rank. Of course, we're talking about the alphabetical ordering as well. Using alphabetical order is also a system of certain precedents amongst heads of states. All right. Having said that, we also have another one that is called strategic considerations. Now, what this means is that adapting precedence assignments to the event's agenda and strategic needs. So it depends on the occasion. Precedence can be assigned based on strategic consideration during that event, right? This particular one It is based on the level of importance of that event that the precedence there can be set based on that. And it could be any country. It could be any president that can hold such a highest rank at that particular time. Okay, so let's take a look at diplomatic precedence. We have diplomats, ambassadors, and different government representatives across different countries. So how do we determine precedence when we have diplomats? One of the ways of assigning precedence is in the date and time of presenting credentials or taking of office. Just as in the case of presidents that don't take offices the same day and same time, ambassadors, Ambassador Plenitumperi, okay, and country representatives and all the rest of them, when they are appointed and sent to other nations, the first place of call is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of that particular nation, not even the president. Now, when they get to that nation, what they do is to present, they call it the letter of credence. That letter of credence is saying that I have arrived your nation as a representative of my country. All right? So that letter of credence shows that, hey, I am the new ambassador of Nigeria to Ethiopia. And so I'm presenting this to you to show that truly I have been sent by my nation. And once the ambassador or the foreign affairs minister receives that letter, it is recorded in the books of the foreign ministry or of whoever is in charge of receiving ambassadors that someone representing this nation has come into the country, and the date is placed there because that was the date you presented your letter of credence from your country. If another person comes from my country as well, on the same assignment or similar assignments, okay, so if another person comes from another country or from the same country, because I presented my credentials first, I am the most senior. If another ambassador from another country comes, because I presented my credentials first, if we are in a meeting where ambassadors of different nations are in a particular setting, the order of precedence states that for diplomatic precedence, the person who presents the letter of credence first is given the highest rank. So, for example, I present my order of credence to the Foreign Ministry of Ghana. Dinsa comes after me. Abebe comes after Dinsa. Daniel Kote comes after Abebe. If we are gathered in a particular event, because I am the one who presented my letter of credence first, the highest ranking diplomats will be me. So we are talking about ranking by precedence, ranking by presenting of credentials or taking of office. We also look at alphabetical ordering as well, the ordering of diplomats based on the precedence of the states. All right. We also take a look at specific ordering for regional bodies like the EU, the African Union, and the United Nations General Assembly as well. All of these are how we can determine diplomatic precedence, and all of these topics falls under order of precedence. As we round off tonight, order of precedence is a key aspect of protocol. It's a key aspect of protocol that protocol officers should be abreast with, so that they won't make protocol blunders. It will be an error if you don't have an understanding of order of precedence and you give honor to whom honor is not due before the person whom honor is due. So with your understanding of order of precedence, you would know who the highest ranking officer is. You would know whom to give the highest respect. You would know whom to treat as it is expected of you. You would know how to deal with dignitaries. It's an important aspect of protocol. And understanding and applying this is essential for successful events, whether government events, diplomatic events, ceremonial events. It is also important to note that there is a need for you to adapt. There should be flexibility in assigning precedence based on the event goals and diplomatic relationships. This is the topic, order of precedence. There is more to order of precedence. The styles in sitting arrangements, the sitting arrangement for banquets, sitting arrangement for dinner, sitting arrangements for signing of memorandum of understanding, sitting arrangements for business negotiations. All of these are also decided by precedence. These and many more we will continue to learn as we progress in the virtual protocol mentorship session. So today we look at the concept of order of precedence. I want to believe that by the end of today, you now have a better understanding and you will begin to apply it. Now, in the application of order of precedence, like we mentioned last time, application, especially in African context, it's simply the same things. In Africa, we value respect, we value honor. These are core values. So now that we have known this, how do we now show respect with another level of professionalism? So the respect, the honor we already know, we are bringing in a touch. And so we are saying we can now give honor appropriately. We can now give respect appropriately. We can now treat VIPs, dignitaries, whether in business meetings, whether in cultural settings, whether in religious settings, whether in any setting in the hospitality industry, whether at events to be attended by people from different walks of life. Because of our knowledge of precedence, we can manage these events very well and successfully. This is what order of precedence is all about. Sincere apologies, my power just went off. This is what order of precedence is all about. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the much we can take. This is the much we can take for tonight. And I hope that we'll be able to begin to apply. We'll begin to apply this at different points in time. That's going to be the end for the class today. I want to take your questions. I want to take your contributions. I want to take your thoughts for tonight's class. Okay. Okay, so we are done for the night. We are done for the night. So questions? Whoa. I'm having power outages on and off. All right, so let me get your responses, questions concerning the session tonight. I'm waiting to hear from you.
Shall I continue?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Minabai. This is very interesting presentation. I personally learned it, a lot of background is regarding the protocol. For example, regarding the sovereign country, the right-hand side, diplomatic. To tell you really, I don't know about this one before. For me, it is an interesting topics. I learned it. Really, I can apply in the future, in my future life. This is a very great respect for me. I have a great respect for you too. Thank you so much. I'm really happy with your today's presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Comments?
Okay, Minabai, may I continue?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. I have one question. May I continue?
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Minabai, thank you for the presentation. It was insightful as usual. I've learned a lot new things on this presentation today. I have one question. It may not be a question. You can share me your experience so far.
Okay.
Regarding the national lists of presidents. In some cases, I have seen that it's even part of the proclamation, part of the law in some countries. For example, in our case, we don't have national list of presidents or national list of order of presidents. It's something which is set by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs every time. We don't have something which is as a proclamation or as a law. Can you share us other countries' experience on this regard? Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Baby. That's a very important question. And that is one of the challenges that we face in this part of the world, in Africa. I'm aware Ghana has an established... Just hold on a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, baby, or sorry. Okay, so that is one of the challenges we have for us here in Africa. It is a critical challenge because we are yet to domesticate, or we're yet to pass into law the order of precedence law in our nation. In Nigeria, we are yet to have the official gazetted order of precedence. Like as I was saying, Ghana, I learned of Ghana's owner last year that they have institutionalized the order of precedence law in their country. All right, so for them, it's like a law. Okay, I think about 4 African countries. I'm not exactly sure of the other ones right now, but I know 4 African countries have been able to domesticate the order of precedence in their countries. What happens is that we just know that this is the order of precedence, but when it comes to a law backing it, we don't really have it in Africa. And these are some of the areas as protocol professionals that we are collaborating with different professionals and also the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to ensure that there is a law backing the national order of precedence of any country. So that's the challenge. That's the challenge. But we will keep working and keep speaking and keep talking with people who are the government, especially the National Assembly and other stakeholders, the media, professionals, professional associations. I don't know if you have any association of protocol professionals in Ethiopia as well. These are the people that we push such narrative to ensure that the National Assembly in each of our nations begin to see the essence of passing this as a law. In my state in Nigeria, where I come from, the former governor about 8 years ago, thereabout, was trying to set up a committee to look into protocol, to establishing protocol as a cadre of government, as a practice in government, and also the national order of precedence, in the state order of precedence, but it has not seen the light of the day. And I have written to them, please, I've written to them saying, can this law be relooked into and possibly a reformation of the committee so that this will be established as a system of government in government. The lack of some of these things is what has led to people not understanding protocol as well. So it's like an African thing. It's a national problem. It will take the concerted efforts of professionals like you and I and professional bodies to begin to speak to relevant authorities to back this by law so that we can have young professionals grow into becoming full-time professionals in protocol. So that's the challenge with that particular area there. Thank you. Daniel Cote, let me hear you. Daniel Cote, let me hear you as we run off tonight. Daniel Cote, are you there? Carl?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So,
yeah. Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I think Daniel is around now.
Okay, let me get your thoughts.
All right.
Questions. Yeah.
So I want to really appreciate you for taking time to mentor us through this what it means to be a protocol, and then all of these ideologies. We really appreciate you. We don't take it for granted at all, and we can't wait to have you in person as my team and I, for you speaking to us and educating us on certain things that we need to know even after this lecture.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and we appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Carl. Daniel Cote, something from you before we go tonight. Is Daniel not here? Okay, seems
I think
Daniel
he's sending a message to them.
Okay. But all the same, I want to really thank everyone for joining tonight, right? Many are called, we say, but few are chosen. And like I said, it is those who are committed to this that I will give my attention. So you can chat me up anytime, and I'll be glad to respond to you. I'll just find that time to respond to you. So Dinsa, chat me up. Carl, chat me up. Abebe, chat me up. Daniel, chat me up. I'll give my attention and time to only those who are really ready to learn about protocol. It's extensive. We might not even finish in these 4 weeks, but we'll continue learning. So let's go ahead, keep learning, open ourselves to courses, open ourselves to both paid and free courses, and let's just continue professional development. Once you get an understanding of order of precedence, every other thing will flow, all right? Every other thing will flow. You now know how to respect people. You now know how to place people. You now know how to deal with dignitaries, whether events, whether in church, anywhere you find yourself, you will be the one spearheading. I have a lot to share with us. So let's go ahead and keep the flag flying. Thank you so much. And I want to say a big shout out to all of you. How do I say thank you in Ethiopia?
Galatoma.
Galatoma. So I want to say Galatoma Dinsai. Is that the right way?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Galatoma.
Galatoma.
Yeah, አመሰግናለሁ.
Let's take it one after the other.
The first one is in Afan Oromo, Oromic.
Okay.
Galatoma. Galatoma.
All right.
The second one is in Amharic. አመሰግናለሁ.
Let me go with the first one first. Let me go with the first one.
Galatoma.
Galatoma Dinsa, Galatoma Abebe, Asante Sana Kamelin, Asante, I hope I'm correct, Carl, Daniel Cote. Thank you so much. I love you. And let's keep sharing knowledge until we see again next week, Wednesday. Let's have a good night rest. God bless you.
Thank you so much. All right. God bless you.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. Have a good night
Carl,
too.
All right, Carl, chat me up concerning what you said. Let's get to work immediately about it.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you everyone. Thank you, Minabai. Thank you, other team members. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Carl. And nice to know you all. I think, Lisa, you have to transfer the host to...
Yes.
Yeah, I will do.
To save it on his laptop.
Best. Okay, I will do my best, Mr. Abebe. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, yes. This turn the host back to me. Make me the host back so that I can save this video.
Okay.
I remember this video will be posted on YouTube, so you can always go back to rewatch.
Still, Dinsa is the host.
Dinsa is the host. Dinsa, just go back, just go to the chat, long press on my name and make me host.
Okay.
Go in the participant section. In the participant section, go to the participant section, then long press on my name, and then you will see the options there, and you say make me host.
Okay. Actually didn't get. Can I actually
Yes.
get me?
No, Minabai is host.
Okay, so thank you so much, and let's have a lovely night. The videos will be posted on YouTube. Please follow me on LinkedIn. Let's connect on LinkedIn. Let's connect on Facebook. Let's connect on all other platforms. God bless you. God bless you. Geletoma Dinsa, Geletoma Abebe.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you. Bye. Good
Yeah.
night.
Thank you all.
Yeah.